Hello? Hello? Oh, okay. We should be good now. Yeah, we got the Sonic music. People be crazy, man. People really be out here thinking that Broly doesn't slam Kid Buu. Like, fucking... Whatever, dog. I'm on my... Welcome, everyone. Hello. Thank you for tuning in this early in the morning. I know there's only like 9 or 10 of you, but, you know, that's really all that matters. Kid Buu one-shots? Okay. Why does Kid Buu one-shot? Discord. Spoiler Shadow. Seriously, why does Kid Buu one-shot Broly? You know, because I'm curious now. You got me interested. My Discord's like pinned, you know. So like, if you disagree with me, 100%, add me and we can fucking go band for band, I suppose. No, yeah. You could argue that doesn't apply to the anime necessarily, because Koyama might have worked on the anime, but he's not like Toriyama, right? So obviously Toriyama would have more pull. But, you know, you could still argue that Broly is stronger than a lot of the powerful characters from the Buu Saga. You know, if you think Broly is stronger than like Janemba and Hirudegarn, well then, like, those characters are both stronger than most forms of Buu, save maybe like Kid Buu and Buuhan. And then characters like Super Gogeta and Vegito, they're about relative to each other, and Broly is actually stated to be stronger than Gogeta, so... Like, that's how you would, that's the method, basically. You gotta remember that the only character that Koyama has ever said was stronger than Broly was Beerus, right? And that was in Battle of Gods. And obviously, you know, Super Saiyan God is also in Battle of Gods. Now, this is technically an argument through silence. This is technically... Fucking stay still, Mike. This is technically an argument through silence. However, it is notable that he doesn't comment on Super Saiyan God at all. Have you seen the latest Sonic X DC crossover issue 3 preview? The one with Shadow fighting the Joker? Yeah, I've seen it. It's pretty cool. Koyama, at least in my opinion, is not a reputable source. I don't know, man. He wrote the movies. Like, he's basically Toriyama for the movieverse. I think he has the most credibility, if anything. And if it was just Koyama, then maybe, you know? But other people on the team of these movies also agree with the Broly #1 agenda. Broly, and then, like, you could even argue Toriyama thinks something like this. You could even, some may argue that Toriyama was on board with this, like, Broly strongest agenda. There are very few characters that legitimately surpass Broly in terms of power. And even then, you can get Broly way higher than those guys based on certain factors. Oh, I'm good, thank you right now. Koyama literally changes his answers when people ask him the same questions. Yeah, because people bully him on Twitter. Like, those Twitter statements, I'm not referring to those. You shouldn't use those. Because people usually bully Koyama for his opinions. And they bully him into saying things that agree with their statements. Or their arguments or whatever. Like, never ask... Like, if you're going to ask Koyama a question on Twitter, have it be not power scaling related, okay? Because the man, like, does not need more hassle than he already gets from fucking Twitter goons. Spidey versus Invincible? Dog, Spider-Man is like country level max. What is this? Like, even downplayed Invincible can match that. And then Spidey is like, I don't know, make like a few dozen times faster than light. And then you compare him to, like, I don't know, Invincible, who's like millions of times faster than light in season 1. Spidey nags? What are you talking about? What do you mean Spider-Man nags? Bro, if Spider-Man can't even beat Broly, I don't want to hear it. Yeah, I was thinking that Koyama had more pull in the movie continuity. Yeah, exactly. Koyama not only had more pull in the movie continuity than the anime continuity, he had more pull in these movies than Toriyama did. So, like, again, Koyama's word with these films is very much like it's a reputable source. Now, there are some issues when it comes to things like excuse me. There are some issues when it comes to, like, hyping up other characters for the future movies. For example, like Janemba from Fusion Reborn. He's called the strongest enemy like a couple times, but other than that, you know, there's nothing too much to worry about. Broly has just way more statements for being the strongest. Okay, so immeasurable speed is when you're fast enough to travel through time with just your speed. And then irrelevant speed is when the concept of speed itself becomes irrelevant to you. Worth noting is Broly has only ever toyed around with his opponents, coupled with the fact that I believe Gohan trained non-stop in the movie continuity. Both of those things are true. Gohan trained during the 7 years in Broly's Second Coming, so the Gohan in the Broly movies is absolutely correct. He is way stronger than his canon counterpart. And you can even argue he's like around Ultimate Gohan tier, narratively speaking, but that's a little shaky in my opinion. And then you have Broly, who manages to no-diff him in like 2 minutes. Did your opinion on Z Broly versus Saitama change after watching Seth's video? Kind of, but that's also because I gave Saitama a couple upgrades. Like, I'm a little more chill with the idea of Uni plus Saitama, even without the empty void scaling. Broly probably still demolishes him, though. Low-key. Like, Movie 8 Broly is probably only, like, universal max. But with, like, Broly Second Coming and Bio Broly, Broly gets way stronger and really throws hands with, like, kind of like those, like, Buu Saga top tiers, in my opinion. The Spider-Man agenda might be worse than the Broly agenda, but I might need to cover Spider-Man, dog. Like, Goku beats Sonic. You could argue it. You could go either way with Goku versus Spider-Man, or not Goku versus Spider-Man. The fuck. You could go either way with Goku versus Sonic. Do you scale Perfect Cell to high uni? It's wank in my opinion, but you can. You know, it's not the most concrete scaling in my opinion, but yeah, you can. I just think it's more consistent, in my opinion, if he's like a solar system buster, a little above that. So, like, because that's what Toriyama wrote, low-key, so, yeah. Yeah, solar system plus cell, or, like, maybe multi-solar, if you're generous. You can upscale him a little bit with the anime to be, like, yeah, like, multi-solar, maybe galaxy level, if you wank it. But anything above that is kind of sketchy to me. In Dragon Ball Universe 7 has an afterlife. Does that mean all the universes have an afterlife? Universe 6 and 7 are actually quite similar. Is that a question you're asking me, or is that a question someone asked someone else? Drag solo them, said by some invincible blazer. You can get Thrag to, like, low solar, so he probably isn't beating Cell. He probably isn't beating Broly. And even my invincible friends who scale Dragon Ball and Invincible say that characters like Thrag probably aren't even beating, like, Final Form Frieza. Because the anime really liked, how strong even was Frieza at the Namek Saga? Namek Saga Frieza is anywhere from, like, star level to solar level, depending on if you use the manga or the anime. You can argue, like, galaxy level, though, because there's a scene in the anime, but I won't cover that. Goku does not beat Game Sonic, but he does beat every other version of Sonic that's not Game or Archie. I don't know, man. You could make pretty good arguments for Goku. Like, if you want to use Arale scaling, you can get Goku to, like, low outer. So Thrag beats King Vegeta? Yeah, like, I don't know what Dragon Ball fans thought when they decided to put up, like, these Saiyan Saga tier characters against comic book characters. I get that Invincible isn't really, like, the strongest anime verse, but it's still an anime verse, or not anime. It's not the strongest comic verse, but it's still a comic verse. Like, along with these characters also just being way faster. But it's whatever. Yeah, I know. I know about the stupid-ass statement from Daizenshu where it says that it's, like, the size of a galactic nebula. You could argue that's just a mistranslation, though. Actually, I remember Herms was saying it was a mistranslation, so, you know, Herms might also agree with me on that front. Oh, with a BROLY, yeah. Call remarkable. How about this version of BROLY versus Majin Buu? Okay, so Z BROLY easily demolishes Fat Buu, Evil Buu, and Super Buu, right? And Buu tanks Bukalo easily. The issue comes with Kid Buu and Gohan. Those characters have like legitimate universal feats. But even BROLY can match that and arguably even surpass that. I'd say Kid Buu versus BROLY is interesting if you kind of take everything into account, right? Because BROLY is stated to be stronger than anyone in the movies, so stronger than Gogeta, right? And then Gogeta and Vegito are considered relative to each other based on V-Jump. And then Kid Buu is able to push back a maximum level of power Spirit Bomb that's likely stronger than Super Vegito. So they're kind of comparable in terms of power, honestly. How is Thrag Solar when he can't even destroy a star? It has to do with tech jacket scaling. I can hook you up with a guy on Discord if you have that. Just add me, but that's the method. Tech Jacket is like a spin-off series. Gohan versus Vegito. Or Vegeta? Gohan, dog. Gohan fucking obliterates that man. Like, I'm tired of this anti-Gohan agenda. I feel like a Buhan versus BROLY would result in BROLY being absorbed based on his personality. No, yeah, you're 100% right. Like, definitely. In terms of strength, BROLY should be stronger than Buhan. But BROLY is cocky. He holds back. He's arrogant. So he could definitely 100% get absorbed by Buhan. Kid Buu has to regen from his own explosions and BROLY blew up a planet with a single blast. Yeah, exactly, dog. Megatron versus Frieza. I'm gonna be real with you. The death battle was good, but if you want to, like, IDW Transformers isn't that strong. But if you want to take into account, like, other forms of Transformers media, like Archie Transformers or, like, Marvel Transformers, they get to some pretty crazy places. So Majin Buu is going to give me a good fight, but it's probably going to end up being similar to what happened in this movie. Yeah, honestly, like, low-key. BROLY, especially since BROLY grows in power as the fight goes on. Like, eventually Kid Buu's going to reach a point where he can't overpower BROLY, and BROLY's just going to one-shot him. How strong would Z BROLY be if he had the Demon Eye from Daima, in my opinion? Does he reach super levels? The third eye doesn't really have any quantifiable increases. Like, I guess you could argue that Goma went from being scared of, like, Super Saiyan 2 Goku and Vegeta, or, like, Fat Buu, to being confident in taking out people, like, who are debatably stronger than, like, Buhan and Vegito. So you could argue it's like a fusion level increase, but that's kind of wanking it in my opinion. Although if you want to go with that route, that's basically like a BROLY level fusion. He's probably throwing hands with Super Saiyan God. IDW Megatron should have negged Frieza. Honestly, I think they did a pretty good job, like, low-key. Like, unless you want to use, like, Regenesis Shockwave. But, like, low-key, I can't even remember if he's from the IDW book. I wholeheartedly believe that the IDW Transformers comic isn't that strong, like, relatively speaking. Unless you got feats, like, 100%. If you got feats, add me. The version of Megatron they... Is Garlic Jr. solar system level? No. I know you're talking about the black hole he created, the dead zone. But the issue with that is that it doesn't work exactly like a black hole. It's just a basis for what it could be. And then, on top of that, it's not as big as a normal black hole either. Size still matters in that context, so... The issue with that would kind of be you need to prove that you need to calc it based on the size shown in the movie, and it really only gets to like a large planet level or dwarf star level. Some people can get it up to large star level, but still not solar. Oh, hello there. Oh, goodness. Which Dragon Ball Death Battle do you agree and disagree with the most in terms of scaling? The one I agree with the most would probably have to be... Okay, we'll get the one out of the way first that I disagree with the most. It has to be... that's a good question, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Okay. I think their most solid death battle was covering Master Roshi versus Jiraiya, because both of those characters have pretty like easily digestible feats for normal people. Even if I do think that they should have highballed their speed a little more, not highballed, but acknowledged that they're pretty fast characters. But overall, I think that video has good scaling for both Naruto and Dragon Ball. And then with the one I disagree with the most would probably have to be, I want to say... Kid Buu, not Kid Buu, but like Buu versus Kirby, in my opinion. I just think it's absolutely inexcusable. Versus battle is like just fine for like beginners. Like there's nothing wrong with using versus battle if you're a beginner. There is the issue of like I completely forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, versus battle. It does kind of lowball people. It doesn't take everything into account. It's kind of like a mid-ball, low-ball interpretation of everything, but it's fine to use for, like, beginners, yeah. Do you think Dragon Ball follows the many worlds interpretation? There's an argument for it. I don't know if Goku would scale to it necessarily, but there's an argument. Didn't that guy make a universe or something? If you're talking about Garlic Jr., no. You're thinking of the Daizenshuu statement where it calls the dead zone a hyperspace. The Ichigo death battle did him so dirty. 100%. I think Ichigo versus Naruto is one of the worst death battles, honestly. However, they could easily redeem themselves if they did Ichigo versus Urameshi from Yu Yu Hakusho. Like, low-key, I think that's the best Bleach matchup right now on the table. If they ever did another Bleach death battle, which they should. You know, Bleach definitely deserves their accolades. And then obviously get, like, Yuha back in there. Get Aizen back in there. Throw Aizen up against, like, Makima or Kenjaku or something. Yeah. You know, throw in all the AP merchants and the cross-verse demons and all that good stuff. When BROLY agenda started, I'm just waiting for people to disagree. I just had a BROLY versus Kid Buu kind of kerfuffle, though, so, you know, to be fair, did do that. Where do you scale Yujiro Hanma? He's like light speed, a little above that, like a couple times above that maybe, a few times if you're generous. And then, you know, you can get him up to like continental maybe, based on a couple feats. Gojo versus Kakashi with the Sharingan. I can't remember exactly how the Sharingan works at this moment in time, but the biggest issue there would be Infinity. I can't remember if the Sharingan gives him Kamui, though. If it does give him Kamui, then yeah, he would defeat Gojo. Because you can argue Kakashi up to like at least like star level. Bleach scaling is overrated. I mean, like, I agree they're not like... Well, no, if anything, I'd say that bleach scaling is underrated, dog. Like, you gotta understand, for the longest time, people thought Bleach was like mountain level and lightning speed, dog. Like... like, these characters are not really talked about aside from, like, outside, like, the obvious characters, like Chuck and Clyde and Seth and Swag. Aside from those guys, no one really talks about bleach scaling. Honestly, because they're all, like, new-gen goons who only watch Dragon Ball because, like, it gets clicks. If I can be honest. You know, like, all these, like, Demon Slayer goons, JJK goons... JoJo's. Well, JoJo's is actually kind of an OG, so, you know, that's fair. His Sharingan does have Kamui. Yeah, then he's bypassing Infinity pretty easily. And defeating Gojo. Though, to be fair, I do think it's closer than most people think, so... Raditz can go anywhere from moon level to, like, star level, based on how generous you are. I think large planet is pretty consistent for him, though. Super Saiyan 2 Youth Gohan, Super Saiyan 2 Kaba agenda. What? Oh, dog, all you gotta do is watch my old Super Saiyan 2 Gohan versus Kaba video. I highlight the method, dog. Just downplay Kaba. Not downplay. It's not even downplay. Just play skeptic with Kaba scaling and kind of present some niche arguments for Gohan that people really don't have counters for because they haven't really heard them. Which do you think is a higher multiplier of power, Super Saiyan 4 or Super Saiyan God? Super Saiyan 4 is just directly stated to be the ultimate form compared to Super Saiyan God in the Chozenshu, so... You know, some people would argue that the translation says that Super Saiyan 4 surpasses Super Saiyan 3, while Super Saiyan God far surpasses Super Saiyan 3. But I think the term ultimate is really telling there. Super Saiyan 4 is also, like, really consistently compared to Super Saiyan Blue across the rest of the franchise. Like, did Kid Buu get lowballed on there? Yeah, 100%, dog. What are you talking about? What about Infinite Void? No, yeah, Infinite Void is going to take out Kakashi pretty easily, in my opinion. There are some arguments with the Tsukuyomi, but Kakashi really didn't take the full effect of the Tsukuyomi. The Tsukuyomi can make you live out your entire lifespan in an instant, but Itachi only inflicted Kakashi with 3 days of punishment, so... And that got him hospitalized. So imagine what, like, any amount of time an infinite void would do, or unlimited void would do inside Gojo's brain. Or not Gojo's brain, Kakashi's brain. If you had to place versus battle, character ASAP, and power scaling wiki from worst to best on their tiering systems, what would it be? Versus battle on top. I think their tiering system is just the best, in my opinion. Like, pretty easily. Below that would be probably character stats and profiles. And then below that would be power scaling wiki. They're all fine to use, just I have my preferences. Oh, hello there. Hello, Scorpion. Thank you very much. So who would win an all-out brawl? Fan-made Sonic villains, Metallics, Seek La Doom, Nazo, Irian, on their strongest prime. In my opinion, honestly, probably Nazo, low-key. I don't know where Seek La Doom scales. I've heard, like, large planets of solar arguments for him, but Nazo, in my opinion, has legitimate, like he's honestly, like, he just has better scaling overall. Can you scale Kid Buu to Uni Plus? 100%. Buhan threatening to collapse the infinite 3D living universe with alternate dimensions already gets it up to low multi, which is above Uni Plus. I think Kid Buu is stated to be stronger than Buhan multiple times. So many times, like an infinite number of times. There are statements out the wazoo for Kid Buu being above Buhan. Who has more potential, Cell or Frieza? Cell has Frieza and... No, actually. Cell only has Frieza's potential, along with Goku and Vegeta's potential, so... Honestly, I'd say Cell. Why don't you add our Discord server under your videos? I think I'm lazy, dog. I think I'm lazy, honestly. That might be it. What do you think about heaven transcending time in Dragon Ball? It's fine. I don't really use it for scaling because there's counter arguments and it's generally not very concrete. Being without time can mean literally anything, but it's fine to use. You can get Kid Buu way above low multi, by the way. Him and Goku were going to destroy the realm of the Kaioshin, which should at least be a similar dimensionality to Otherworld, if not even higher. So, you can argue Kid Buu being above even low complex multiversal. Isn't Kid Buu more dangerous and Buhan more powerful? No. Do I need to post the statements again? Every statement from every single source will back me up on this. Kid Buu is above Buhan. Okay, so which fusion dance is better, Dragon Ball or Steven Universe? Honestly, Dragon Ball. A times B is just a lot better than whatever they have for Steven Universe. I think it's only fighter plus fighter. I don't think there's any sort of multiplication being done. Do you prefer the old Broly or the new Broly? I like the new Broly more as a character. But I like the old Broly because he's raw. Unremarkable versus Lonks Takes MMA match. I don't know about that. I don't know how tall Lonk is. I don't know how... I got, no information on the man. Because, I don't know. I think it'd be weird if I knew how tall he was. Yeah, Buhan is stronger in the manga, but, every source that's anime-related is definitely, 100% way stronger. Best movie villain. Do you mean in Dragon Ball or just like in total? My favorite power scalers. Okay, this is gonna be interesting because I throw fades with like every power scaler on the site. I always have issues with like all of them. But if I had to say, I'd say Seth the Programmer has a lot of really well-made videos. They have a lot of like really good information in them. Now Seth is controversial for reasons, but you know, purely objectively speaking, he has some of the best videos on the site. Swag Kage is pretty good with Naruto Inverse. The issue is that I can't really understand most of what he's saying because I don't watch Naruto too much. I do like his Dragon Ball videos, but he makes so few of them that it's kind of hard to like give him accolades for it. How did idea of this stream even come up? Did the idea just pop out of randomly and you just start streaming then or something? Honestly, I was going to stream about End to Z Goku today, but then I was in my server. I'll put a link to my server, by the way. But I was in my server and I asked like, hey, who would win in a fight? BROLY or Kid Buu? And people started saying Kid Buu, and I was like, how? How can you get Kid Buu above BROLY? What's your opinion on anti-power scalers? I'm down. I don't have any opinion on those guys. I don't think anything of those guys. Okay. I just don't have the energy or the time. I honestly couldn't care. Simon the Digger or Kyle Ranier? Who are those people? Oh, are you talking about the new death battle upcoming? The new okay. I don't scale either of these guys, honestly. I know Simon threw hands with Anti-Spiral, who's like high complex multi, so you could work with that. Best DBZ movie and best DBZ movie villain. My favorite Dragon Ball Z movie is Battle of Gods, 100%. If you're talking about strictly the old ones, though, it would have to be Fusion Reborn. And then my favorite movie or my favorite villain would probably either be Janemba or BROLY. Actually, not Belay that. It might not be BROLY. Definitely Janemba. I love Janemba. Man is raw as hell. And then probably I like Turles a lot. Turles. Either Turles or Janemba, in my opinion. Do you agree with Zeta's GT over Super? Yes, I work out. I actually have to work out. Do you agree with Zeta's GT over Super? I actually haven't seen his video yet, but you know, I might get around to it eventually. I'm kind of lazy with that stuff. Xeno Goku probably demolishes Archie Sonic though. Like, I think Archie Sonic is like 9D, 10D maybe. He has very few good outer arguments. If I became a Dragon Ball Z or Super villain, who would I be? Honestly, I might be... I'd be like... let's see. Honestly, maybe... probably Cell. Loki. I'd be Cell. because I have the best abilities. And then I just, like, not die. According to you, Janemba, Broly, Kid Buu. Oh, no. Broly is stronger than Janemba, by the way. Like, I know I said that. I used to be a Janemba guy, but Broly honestly just has better statements from more credible people. I think Janemba has, like, 3 statements compared to Broly's, like, literal mountain of evidence for being the strongest. Like, Takao Koyama says that Broly appeared 3 times because he's the strongest, right? And, you know, he has statements for being, like, the strongest being, the strongest enemy, the strongest foe, the strongest rival, whatever you want to call him. Why isn't Takao Koyama a good source? Answer me that. Why? Why is he a bad source? If it's because he's biased towards Broly, guess what? He's not. Like, if he was biased towards Broly, he would have said Broly over Beerus. Because legitimately, like, there are people that think that. But when you look into the scaling of Dragon Ball, right? Broly is above the fusions. In the mind of Takao Koyama. Anyway, Broly is above both of the fusions. And then Beerus is above even Super Saiyan God, who is stronger than the fusions as well. So, like, low-key, Takao Koyama might have been sitting in the theater and thinking, like, hey, if Broly fought Beerus, something like this probably would have happened. Like, something very similar. You got Enda GT Goku over Zeno? Dog, I got Enda Z Goku over Zeno. Are we adding Bio Broly? Yeah, we have to add Bio Broly. People really, like, downplay Bio Broly for no reason. He is directly stated multiple times to be stronger than any version of Broly. And that puts him above, even Second Coming Broly is arguably above, like, Janemba, but you could debate that. And then characters like, and then Bio Broly is above that. Bio Broly is, like, directly stated to be, like, the strongest many, many times. Even the staff that worked on these movies agree that Broly is the strongest character, and he should not have died after just 1 appearance. So he became stronger with each iteration, eventually making 3 appearances. People don't realize they got a lot stronger off-screen between movies. Goten and Trunks in that movie are actually considered, like, the ultimate tag team duo. Even above, like, Goku and Vegeta. Or, like, Goku and Pikkon. Like, that's how busted they are. And then, in Dragon Ball Super, like, attacks will multiply together when people use them in tandem with each other. So, Goten and Trunks, honestly, are kind of multiplying each other when they fight. Where do I scale myself? I don't know. I'm fine. What's one YouTuber you think you will never get into a beef with? I don't know. My qualifications for beef are different from other people's. Like, honestly, if people are just kind of, like, smug, then that's enough to, like, get me, like, hey, I don't like this guy. But low-key, probably Swag. I can never, like, I'm not that big, one. Like, Swag has like 1 million subscribers. I'm sitting here with like less than 24K. But even if me and Swag were like the same YouTube like level, I guess, Swag is just like the chillest guy ever. So literally never getting into any sort of like beef with that guy. Shaking the macrocosm. Also, each Dragon Ball movie villain gets stronger and stronger. That is true. However, obviously the Broly is the exception there. So, like, the ranking should go like Broly movie 8, and then BoJack arguably. Although you could argue that even then, BoJack should be below Broly, but you know, it's like BoJack, Broly movie 8, Broly movie 10, maybe Janemba, maybe Hirudegarn, and then Bio Broly. But you could like swap all those around, honestly. Aside from BoJack being like definitively in the back because he's the weakest. BoJack sucks. He has like one statement for being able to shake a galaxy, which is consistent, but you know. Outside of Beerus, who does Broly lose to in DBZ in a straight one-on-one without any conventional means? You can defeat Broly in like tons of ways through unconventional means, like Gogeta and Vegito, even if they're weaker than Broly, could probably still defeat him because you got like, you know, Vegito is stated to be the ultimate warrior, the master of the universe, the perfect fighter. So 100% he could take advantage of Broly's weaknesses. And then Gogeta, he's not Vegito, but he's still like pretty like up there. So he could definitely probably still throw in like some hands, in my opinion. No, I am not 6'3". I'm a short guy. I'm like 5'8", dog. Yujiro slams everyone. Yujiro slams everyone in AOT. Yujiro could probably stop the rumbling by himself. I won't disagree with the statement, but honestly, I feel like Super Saiyan 3 Goku has a craziest showcase, whooping hell and shaking the macrocosm. For me personally, I think is stronger than Broly. Technically, you would be incorrect, but I will agree that it's one of the best on-screen feats in the series, at least in Z. £300? What the fuck? No, I'm like 170, dog. What are you talking about? Like, dog, I'm small. I'm not big at all. Like, low-key, you could probably kick my ass. How would Hercule scale? Okay, so in the manga, he actually has a transonic speed feat when he dodges an RPG missile. So already he's faster than like half of JJK. Not joking. And then after that, you have the Daizenshuu, which states that his punches are the equivalent of dynamite, right? And what's funny about this is that in Dragon Ball, dynamite is like town level. So low-key, Hercule has like town level AP. You can get him way higher though. Like honestly, you can like throw I completely forgot what I was talking about. But you can throw Hercule to, like, planetary if you want to use, like, some narrative implications. Goku is a way better martial artist than Yujiro. Like, I don't know where this, like, anti-Goku agenda came from. People really underestimate the kind of fighter Goku is. But Goku fucking, like, destroys Yujiro in a one-on-one. I'm gonna be so real with you, dog. What anime verse would you solo? Let's see. Honestly, I could probably do really good in, like, let's see. I think I'd do really well in My Hero Academia, depending on what my quirk was. Like, if my quirk was, let's see. I could probably kick ass in, like, any of those romance anime, you know? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I fucking love... Is that Planet Wisp? This is Planet Wisp. Also, you were right. It is Sonic Runners, so good for you. You get a cookie. But hell yeah. I fucking love Planet Wisp, dog. Bow, 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 bow. Okay. But actually, though, any romance anime, like, a fucking, I'd be like, fucking, like, dog, I'd be unstoppable. I'd solo the verse. Apparently, the Apothecary Diaries is popular. I might watch that. It also has a neat name. Damn, okay. Now I want to watch a bunch of romance anime because I'm a fucking loser. Whatever. I got bits. Dog. They're lucky I'm not in Komi Can't Communicate. She's like 6 foot. Like, how tall is Komi? How tall is Komi in Komi Can't Communicate? Because she looks like fucking mad. Oh, she's only 5 feet? She's only like 5'6". I mean, she's like around my height, but like, I thought she was way taller than that. I guess the guy is just short as hell. Whatever. The Postal Dude. Honestly, probably. Like, you can make an argument for him being able... If you give him all of his equipment, you can make an argument. Let's see. Oh, there was a guy. Oh, okay. So, this is how you get Planetary Hercule, right? Hercule won his first tournament legitimately. That's just objective. Like, he did that. So... you use that, right? And you basically got to push that to its extreme. So even random tournament fighters in the tournament, all of the Tenkaichi Budokais, they have like planetary scaling. Like Wolfman from the 22nd Tenkaichi, he thought he could throw hands with a guy who could destroy the moon. Or King Choppa from the 22nd Tenkaichi as well. He thought he could defeat Goku from the 22nd Tenkaichi when he challenged him again in the 23rd Tenkaichi. So that's how you... And then those are like... That's like the average tournament fighter. And those are the guys that Hercule would be going up against. So you got... That's how you get Planetary Hercule. One of the arguments that I hate the most is if you took away shown in character abilities and make them fight each other. Luffy natural, well, out strength everyone because he's in his natural phase. Oh, hello there, Starch Lad. Thank you very much. Unremarkable versus National Arm Wrestling Champion Arm Wrestling match. I'm not like that. Like, genuinely, you guys gotta understand. I'm not built like that. I'm a guy. Like, I'm a dude. What do you think about DXD? You mean like high school DXD? I could never get into it. High school DXD is kind of like, it's like, it's literally the poster child for like all those like weird ass ecchi animes that are just fucking like porn but disguised. Really can't, like, I don't, like, if I wanted to just to see boobs, I just watch Neon Genesis Evangelion again, because at least those boobs have, like, a good story. Luffy got cut. Luffy is naturally stronger than them, and that's not a part of his power, so I feel like he would just steamroll them. I mean, if you say so. I don't... Dog, I gotta be honest, I'm not really sure what you're talking about. I don't do Luffy that much. Like, I don't scale him. I scaled him because I wanted to do a Raditz video, and I was like, hey, it'd be really funny if Raditz could solo One Piece by himself. And turns out, yeah, like, there's a pretty decent argument you can make for Raditz being above, like, everyone in One Piece. No, 100%. Like, you guys can ask me questions. Like, also, yeah, this is a Sonic Runners song. Sonic Runners has good music. But yeah, you guys are allowed to ask me, like, any question. Like, go ahead. I'm not gonna, like, limit what questions you can or can't answer or ask. Anyone? We've been streaming for about an hour now. That's pretty good. We'll probably keep streaming till like 9:30 or something. Because low-key, I kind of think the Broly versus Kid Buu agenda has kind of dried up a little bit. You know, as much as I'd love to, like... Oh, what do you think about the Down the Mine pilot getting released? I actually haven't seen that yet, but I am very glad that they did release that. Because now, like, we got that good kush, you know? Hulk versus Broly? Okay, hell yeah. Finally, we can talk about Broly. I've been waiting for this. Okay. So, Broly is, like, really, really strong for no reason. Like, to put this into perspective, if you want to take Takao Koyama at his word, and you do think that he's stronger than anyone in the TV anime, that would include Orale. And I've covered her multiple times. She's like high hyperversal. you know? So Broly would be even stronger than that. And then you could argue he's even stronger. You could argue that he's like low outer because Super Saiyan God Goku is like a transcendental increase. It is kind of hard to argue that, in my opinion. There's a lot of skepticism you could play with that, but yeah. Yes, it was implied that Goku and Kid Buu were going to destroy the realm of the Kaioshin, but that doesn't matter because Broly honestly scales to more of the macrocosm. He might honestly be like a macrocosm level threat. Like, I think narratively speaking, I think Broly, both of the fusions, and Kid Buu, they're all kind of like macrocosm tier, in my opinion. I think that'd be like narratively satisfying, but you know. What's a matchup I won't ever do? I'll probably never do Goku versus Sung Jinwoo. I just have no desire to talk about mid. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Broly versus Doomsday? Okay, so, you know, it's crazy. You can argue that Broly has some sort of crazy-ass regeneration ability, you know? You could argue that. You could argue he has some sort of, like, insane level of hacks ability that really does get him to those crazy places. Assuming we take Arale off the table, where do we land on Broly versus Hulk? If you take away Arale from the scaling chain, Broly kind of gets knocked down to like low complex multiversal. Because the first complex multiversal character in the series is like Beerus. Beerus in Battle of Gods. That doesn't scale to the anime or the manga, by the way. It's only the Battle of Gods movie, so you could still argue that Broly might be a contender for like those early Dragon Ball Super levels of strength. But yeah, after that, it does kind of become a lot harder to argue for Broly. If you downplay Marvel, it's a little easier, but you know, a lot of people goon Marvel. They think it's like extraversal or whatever. Broly versus Hulk is good if you ignore the fact that Marvel scaling is just absolutely ridiculous. I do think you can still argue Broly, like Z Broly being above like Revival of Frieza characters, just because it's funny. And honestly, like half of my power scaling is low key just like, wouldn't it be really funny if X, or like wouldn't it be really funny if Y, you know? Yo, what's up? What we doing? We're talking about Broly. We're talking about Broly. We're talking about how Broly beats Kid Buu. We're talking about how Broly beats everyone. Broly's the strongest, man. How do I feel about the Doomslayer? I don't know, dog. I never really had any interest in those kind of games as a kid. It was either like Halo, and even then, I wasn't like much of a Halo fan either. I just liked it because it was cool. He's strong, I guess, but like complex multiversal is probably the highest you can go there. Honestly, probably a Broly victim. Anyone who outright slaps Broly, zero contest in GT and Super. Okay, so no contest. I'm going to assume that means that there's absolutely no argument you can make for Broly being above those characters. The obvious answer is Beerus. Even Takao Koyama says that Broly is weaker than Beerus. And then obviously anyone stronger than Broly, for example, like the Grand Priest, the Angels, Zeno, would also be above Broly. But, you know, after that, everyone else is on the table, especially in the Dragon Ball Super manga, because all of those guys are technically still weaker than Broly. So, you could dead-ass argue Z Broly is like Black Frieza level in the manga. It's kind of wank. It's 100% wank. I'm not kinda. It's definitely wank. Wank to the utmost extreme. But, you know, you could argue it. Goku versus Yamamoto from Bleach. Who the fuck is Yamamoto? The old guy? The old ass man? What can this man even do? This guy doesn't this guy take advantage of like let me look up his like Zanpakuto or his Bankai or whatever. Zanpakuto. You know, I'm gonna need someone else to explain what this old ass guy is able to do, because I'm not reading all that. Yeah, you guys tell me what he does, and then I'll go from there. In the meantime, talking about Broly. Oh, let's see. Anyone who outright beats Broly, that's right. You could argue, if you think the movies are canon to GT, then Super Saiyan 4 Goku is stated to have the strongest body in history, meaning he would be above Broly. However, if you don't think the movies are canon, then Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta would probably be your best bet, because he is just directly stated to be the strongest in the entire universe and across every dimension. You can wank that statement, by the way, to include like Dragon Ball Heroes and Dragon Ball Super characters too. So, if you want to play your cards right, you could argue that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is stronger than like the Grand Priest. Broly a perfect cell victim. What do you want about? Nah, I want to hear this. Nah, you can't. You're not going anywhere. Tell me. Explain to me. Tell me the method. Are you finally going to watch the reaction video on stream? What reaction video, Doug? Do I have reaction videos? Have people reacted to my content recently? Could you wank Broly to beat Super Broly? 100%, yeah. Like, okay, to put this into perspective, Broly is weaker than Beerus, right? However, Takao Koyama has not commented on the power of other characters from Dragon Ball Super. Beerus is the only character Broly has ever been stated to be directly weaker than. So you can wank this to mean, like, stronger than Battle of Gods Goku, right? Like, I think that's kind of the highest you can take that statement reasonably. But you could argue that it makes him stronger than Resurrection F Goku, Vegeta, Golden Frieza. And then you could even argue that Broly is above those, like, Dragon Ball Super late-game tiers with a Raleigh scaling. And then even then, you could further wank it to say that Broly is probably like relative to Beerus in the eyes of Takao Koyama. And that would put him above Black Frieza, who one-shot Goku and Vegeta. Where do you scale Broly before I explain my cell over Broly? Broly is like anywhere from like multi-galaxy to like honestly like high hyper. You can use like any amount of arguments for him, dog. Like, for what I can see for Yamamoto in Bleach, he's like really hot. So, like, fair. Goku does have, like, heat damage. He doesn't have, like, good heat resistance, so if he does touch Goku, he could probably defeat him. The issue is that he's way too slow, but, you know, you could argue it. Powerpuff Girls versus Z Broly would be a massacre. Technically, you need to kill 5 people in order for it to be a massacre, so if you made it like a comp Powerpuff Girls with like all the different ones from across the series, then yeah, it would be a massacre. Never mind, Broly beats Cell. Oh, that's okay. That's alright, don't worry. You're fine. I will not stand for any of this anti-Broly agenda. But, you know, I don't want to, like, squash your guys' hopes and dreams. DBZ Goku solos every version of Godzilla ever, and it isn't even close. I have to disagree with you there. Even lowballed, Godzilla in Hell is like 6D. So that's above anything I can realistically give Dragon Ball Z Goku. That's right. I still need to beat the Ender Dragon. Okay. Here's the deal. If no one talks, if we can get more people on the Broly agenda, right? Like if I can ask a question in my Discord, and I could be like, "Hey, Broly versus XYZ," and everyone can unanimously agree Broly. Like I don't have to talk about Broly anymore. Then we can play Minecraft. We'll play Minecraft, we'll beat the Ender Dragon. I'll like lock in and actually try to play Minecraft. How far would Z Broly get in the Sonic games? Honestly, like Solaris, dog. Like that's the cut-off point for a lot of people. And that's because Solaris is like Wait, isn't the Cell Saga after the Broly stuff, where the main cast got a little stronger? No. Like, if you assume the movies are canon to the anime, then sure, but, you know, the movies aren't. Like, they're explicitly stated to be an alternate universe, so. And then, like, when you take that into account, you know, you kind of have to take into, you kind of have to look into how strong the movie Z Fighters are, And they have like so many infinite power statements across all of the movies. Like Super Android 13 has one. The Metal Cooler movie has a few. Like they even use like mathematical symbols for infinity sometimes. So these guys are already like universal debatably, but even then, you could argue that these guys are probably like multi-solar system busters. And then you compare that to... Or no, actually, you could argue that base Goku during the Broly movie is like galaxy level. Because he's on par, maybe a little stronger, maybe a little weaker, than restricted Super Saiyan Broly, who one-shot a galaxy at the beginning of the film. So, like, you could argue that Super Saiyan Goku in that movie would be like a multi-galaxy buster. And then Broly, like, beat the shit out of him. Broly versus Chicken Jockey. Chicken. You want me to fight the chicken? Chicken Jockey. Oh, hell yeah. Fucking brain rot has, like, destroyed my mind, dog. Broly versus Grug. Oh, wait, someone asked me a question. Grug versus... Okay, so... Grug can solo fiction, right? Because it rhymes with Grug. Now, he can't beat Goku, because nobody can beat Goku. But Grug can beat nobody. Rhymes with Grug, you know? So... legitimately, though, Grug probably can't... Grug isn't beating Broly. But, you know, the memes are funny, you know? Like... You know, maybe if Grug has belt, or if Grug, like, has his shades, because it rhymes with Grug. I call it soloing fiction. Rhymes with Grug. Honestly, I might do some Broly crossverse stuff. Because, like, I think it'd be funny to see how Broly interacts with characters from, like, JJK or Naruto. How fast is Classic Sonic with and without generations scaling? Okay, so... I think without, Sonic is, like... Losing doesn't rhyme with Grug, exactly. Losing does not rhyme with... I can't even imagine Grug losing. Grug is an Alistair victim. Grug solos. You know, because it rhymes with Grug. Oh yeah, someone asked me a question. I think Classic Sonic is like... Okay, so Classic Sonic scaling gets really weird, right? Because he has some pretty, like, concrete feats during Sonic CD and Sonic 2. He's about, like, planet level to dwarf star level with, like, faster than light speed scaling. And then all of that gets chucked out the fucking window with Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Because Knuckles one-shot Super Sonic. And Supersonic is stated to be an infinite multiplier, multiple times across the entire series. What do you mean Broly versus JJK? Dog, I think like Broly versus Sukuna would go so hard, even if Sukuna's getting his ass kicked. Like, can you imagine the fight animation for that? Oh damn, Shaggy versus Grug. We might have like the MUI Shaggy might be the first legitimate fight for Grug. But the thing is, soloing rhymes with Grug, you know, so. No, I didn't start. I've been live for, let's check. I've been live for an hour and a half so far, but you know, I'm gonna stick around for a little bit. Like, dog, you know what rhymes with Grug? Destroying fiction. Saw you on Seth's stream. He really thinks Itachi's chakra hacks can be any verse. Maybe he doesn't know natural hacks versus power-based hacks. No, I agree with him on the Itachi stuff. Like, I think it was a very well-constructed, well-argued video. Because, like, legitimately, like, you do need that kind of, like, higher argument to argue against that kind of mind hacks. And, like, I'm fine. Like, I can argue Sonic has mind hacks. I can argue Goku has mind hacks. I can argue Denji has mind hacks. So, like, I do agree that Itachi, with his, like, kit, could solo, like, like, a whole lot of fiction. MUI Shaggy, you've been the strongest opponent I've ever faced so far. You forced me to use 5% of my power. Rhymes with Grug. So, now I'll have to use 75% my true strength. Rhymes with Grug. I.e. Piccolo regeneration is natural hacks, Katara bending. Okay, I see what you're talking about now. I see. The issue with that is that Itachi's hacks abilities work on people that are stronger than him. And not only that, they work on people that are way stronger than him. Even characters that are in a completely different league are still afraid of his, like, Tsukiyomi and his Genjutsu and all that. Kenny versus Broly? Which Kenny? There's Kenpachi from Bleach, and then there's Kenjaku from JJK. And I do think Kenpachi versus Broly would be interesting. Like big men fighting. Like I think that'd be hilarious. I love the big men fight thing. Oh, Kenny from South Park? Okay, so Curious George versus Grug is actually pretty explanatory because Grug does have a weakness to monkeys. This has been proven multiple times, so... I just think it's a case of no limits fallacy. You'd have to, like, you could debate that it's not really. Because, like, you can argue that Itachi has, like, universal hacks. So, like, unless your character is universal up, you can't really argue in favor for, you know, anyone who's fighting Itachi. Like, that's why I really, like, I'm staying away from Itachi, man. I'm not touching that guy. Like, Goku beats him, that's all I need. If Grug gets too many ideas, that's gonna make George too curious. They're gonna solo the entire verse, dog. Dog, all of fiction is gonna get obliterated because let's see. Broly versus regular show. Regular show actually has some good speed scaling. They're like they're actually like millions of times faster than Light. Not even joking. So Kid Buu above Broly now? No, hey, what are you talking about, dog? What? Nah, Broly fucking obliterates Kid Buu. Like, Broly, I don't think you guys understand. Like, even without Wank, Z Broly is probably stronger than any Dragon Ball villain. Minus, like, you know, Super, obviously. But even then, you could argue that Broly is above Golden Frieza, which is really funny to me. I will never stop hampering on about that. Oh, you're joking? Oh, damn. Okay, never mind then. The Terrarian versus Steve. I don't know any scaling for the Terrarian, so. I don't got any. For Broly versus Kenny though. Broly is gonna destroy him normally, like AP to AP wise, but Kenny has like an ungodly regeneration ability, so. Or reincarnation, whatever you want to call it, so. Broly is never going to be able to put Kenny down, no matter what. I think Kenny could probably get, like, atomized on the atomic level. Or, like, destroyed on the subatomic level. And he'd still probably be fine. Broly ain't above Grug? I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe. Like, Broly really be like that, dog. I don't... Maybe you guys just don't understand the methods. Oh my god, he killed Kenny! You bastards! Oh my god, Broly killed Kenny! No, I don't scale Final Fantasy, unfortunately. I don't really, like, I don't do any like Japanese RPG scaling. I just don't think it's interesting because everyone's way too strong. Broly versus Hirudegarn. Hirudegarn is really like. Hirudegarn really only has like one, maybe like two statements for being stronger than Broly. And then Broly is like objectively, he just has way more in terms of statements. I'm going to make a Broly video. I'm going to make a whole Broly video talking about Broly. Just because I can. And I'm going to explain why he beats Hirudegarn. He beats Janemba. He beats everyone. Game Sonic versus all the DBZ movies with Broly. Game Sonic beats them, honestly. Like, I got low-key. Gotta be real with you. But, you know, Broly might give him a run for his money, you know. if you use those higher arguments that I've been talking about. Because here's something crazy, right? Koyama saying that Beerus is stronger than Broly might be wrong. Koyama might have goofed with that one. Because Enda Z Goku is stronger than Broly, right? And Koyama said that Broly is stronger than anyone, even in the TV anime. So, either Broly is stronger than Enda Z Goku, and ergo stronger than Beerus, or Enda Z Goku is stronger than Broly and Beerus. So either or. 100 gorilla-sized Brolys, or 1 Broly-sized gorilla. The Broly-sized gorilla is gonna get torn apart, dog. Hey, Lois, remember that time I fought Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan? Peter Griffin has, like, high complex multi-scaling, though, if you're generous. I'm not. I think it's pretty dumb, but, you know, you could argue it. Could Dragon Ball Super Broly and DBZ Broly fight Grug? They could. But the thing about that is that Grug solos. Oh, holy shit, Mr. Mackler. You donate so much, dog. Like I'm happy and all. I'm glad I get to eat, but, like, you really be the only one feeding me, dog. I'm having a good day so far. I'm actually very happy right now. Everyone call him a goat, like, in the comments right now. He is the goat. Broly versus, or Mr. Satan versus 100 gorillas. You could honestly argue in favor for Mr. Satan. Like, low-key, I think that's more interesting than 100 men versus a gorilla. Like, one Mr. Satan versus 100 gorillas. Yeah, there's gonna be a Broly Glaze video. I'm gonna like I got Broly on the mind, dog. I really wanna talk about Broly. And then after that, it's gonna be GT Goku versus Super Goku. $100 Mr. Satans versus 1 Grug. Damn. Y'all are asking me some really difficult questions, but, you know, I think Grug got that, you know? Like, honestly, let's look up Grug, right? You know, Grug crude. Every fictional character ever versus Grug. I call it a rug. Rhymes with Grug. And this one, I call it a ride. Rhymes with Grug. Dog, I've, like, legitimately, I'm gonna be real with you. I think The Croods is a good movie. Like, unironically, no memes, no jokes. I think it's a good film. And I will never understand the hate towards it. Dog, do you know how... Dog, do you know how tall Broly is, okay? Let's look up Broly height, you know? Because if I remember correctly, he's like 9'10" or something. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, Broly. This is from AI Overview, so you could, like, it's probably wrong. But Broly's, even in his base form, he's 7'10". He's tall as fuck. Okay, hold on one second. No, yeah, okay, we got it. We got an objective look at Broly's height. No, yeah, according to character sheets from Toei Animation themselves, Broly's base form is 7 feet tall. He's 7'10", and Legendary Super Saiyan Broly is 9'10", and he's like as wide as like fucking Goku. I heard Crude's 2 was actually good, so. I call it a goat. Rhymes with Grug. No, yeah, Broly is my current hyperfixation. This guy is like the guy, like, I'm focused on him specifically. Grug would have to carry against Grug. What is this stream even about? It's about Broly, dog. Like, Broly and Grug. What would you say the Daima Super Saiyan 4 multiplier is versus the GT one? The thing about that is, let's see. Let's see. Okay, so you got GT Super Saiyan 4, right? And you can argue it's like a fusion level multiplier, or even above that. But you know, then you kind of get into some like sketchy territory. But it's at least like fusion level, right? And then you have the Super Saiyan 4 and Daima, and it's just not even close. Like, it's substantially weaker. It does like, it's maybe a 10 times boost, like maybe. Bro, what you mean we found Koyama's account? I don't know what you're on about, man. I'm not glazing Broly. I'm just taking all the information into account. Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku adapts. Does he? I mean, like, he can resist magic, but, like, even base Goku can do that. Like, low-key, okay, so Seth has, like a slop channel, right? And I watch the videos on there sometimes, because it's got some good information, it's got some good arguments. And he made a video on the new Super Saiyan 4. And I asked a question. You can go look at it right now and find it. Base GT Goku, no limbs, exhausted, hungry, injured, and with the heart virus versus Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku, full power. And, like, base GT Goku legitimately beats that. Like, not even joking. GT Goku versus DBS Manga Goku. I have not seen that. No, let me look at this. Oh, are you talking about the one by Horien Jitsu? The like 30-minute long fight animation? No, I haven't really paid much attention to it. Four Grugs versus all the gods of destruction. Honestly, probably. Honestly, like, I want to say Grug, dog. Like, if you ask me any Grug-related question, there are going to be two answers. There's going to be the Grug answer, the meme answer, or there's going to be the not Grug answer. Could Broly take Super Saiyan 4 Goku from GT? So, realistically, no. Because Super Saiyan 4 Goku is just objectively above Vegito from the Buu Saga. If Broly was a Jujutsu Kaisen character, what would his technique be? That's awesome. Honestly, I think it would be something kind of like he already has with the whole, like, getting stronger thing. Low key, I think like that. I think it'd probably be something like that, where his cursed energy is constantly rising. Could Broly take Super Saiyan 4 Goku from GT? I personally don't think so, unless you think Vegito is stronger than Super Saiyan 4. Yeah, I was talking about that. No. Broly ain't beating Super Saiyan 4 Goku unless, you know, you give Broly some of his higher kind of wank arguments. But those are kind of, like, again, it's wank, so you could argue that all you want. Base GT Goku versus Super Saiyan 2 Vegito. I'm gonna be real with you. Even like Super Saiyan 3 Vegito ain't beating base GT Goku. Bow, 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 bow. Broly as if Maharaga wasn't a bum. You know what's crazy? Maharaga isn't a bum, but you're right. Broly is just all that. Oh no, that would be even better if Broly had like some sort of like adaptation-based curse technique. That shit would be immaculate. Broly's domain expansion would be fucking horrifying, dog. Like, low-key, I think Broly would really do well in Jujutsu Kaisen. How strong is Sonic? I don't know, dog. Like, Sonic scaling makes me tired. Also, yeah, this is Sonic Runner's music. But, like, when it comes to the scaling of, like, Sonic characters, I've already explained it so many times, dog. You can get them anywhere from complex multiversal to high outer. Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald? Fleetway Sonic versus Kid Buu. Apparently, Fleetway Sonic is like multiversal, from what I've been hearing. Like, apparently, he's been getting a lot of upgrades in the power scaling community. So, maybe like. You never said why Sonic is outer. I don't wanna, dog. I don't wanna. That's why. I don't know. Maybe like pay attention. Nah, my scaling is unremarkable, dog. Ugh. Dragon Ball Super versus Dragon Ball GT, which is better written? So the thing about that is that I think Dragon Ball Super is more consistently written, but I think Dragon Ball GT has better high points. So if you wanted to give me, like, if you wanted a straight answer, I'd say that Dragon Ball Super has better writing overall. But, I do think that GT has better high points than Super, but also lower low points. Super Saiyan God Broly, hypothetical versus Whis. So Super Saiyan God is like a Super Saiyan 3 level fusion increase, right? And then stack that on top of Broly, who is debatably already around that kind of Super Saiyan God level, if you want to wank it. You got this kind of like Super Saiyan God times Super Saiyan God fusion. Honestly, like, I think he'd be like Super Gogeta, not Super Gogeta, but he'd be like, dog, he might low-key be like fucking. Nah, he's probably not beating Whis, even with all that. After a week. Whoa, 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 whoa. I never said after a week. Did I say after a week? Because if I said that, I probably would have. I said coming soon. Soon can mean anything. Coming soon can mean in a year. What Sonic track is this? It's Seagate from Sonic Heroes. Probably more. What? This is the opening from JJK2, dog. I'll make the damn video. Like, I'm tired, dog. Like, fucking, like, I get really, like, dog. I get. Okay, I'll make it. I'll make it. Like, no cap. I'll make it. Broly Glaze video first, and then I'll make the GT Goku versus Super Goku video. Just block, parry, or dodge your tiredness away. It always works. Where does Sung Jin Woo scale in the manhwa currently? I don't know, dog. Multiversal? Like, maybe low complex, like low key. That might be the highest you can get him. And you know what's crazy? You could do the same thing for Goku. You could do the same thing with Broly, dog. Like, you could beat the shit out of Broly. Most OP character you know. Probably Aizen or Yahoo, low key. Like, Yahoo is probably like one of the like you need very specific kind of counters or resistances for characters like Aizen and Yahoo. But it's Goku, obviously. So can't do no more. What video would you like next? All vote for GT Goku versus Super Goku. Could Maharaga use Infinite Kaioken eventually? Uh, Potentially, yeah. But the issue with that is, it doesn't really matter because that's not how it really works. Aizen isn't that OP. Name me one character who could beat Aizen right now, okay? That isn't Goku, because obviously Goku can beat Aizen. Goku is just gonna narratively erase him from existence. I'm talking like get me a character that can no shit, no cap, beat Goku or not Goku, fucking Aizen. In fact, we might need to make an Aizen stream. I might need to defend Aizen from you guys. Sonic beats Aizen? Okay, how? I don't think you guys understand. How? How? How does Sonic beat Aizen? Aizen's way weaker than Sonic, yeah. But that doesn't matter. You know, it's not like bigger AP equals win, you know? Now, how? How do these characters beat Aizen? Zeno? Okay. But you would have to prove... Well, okay, no. No, because Zeno doesn't have the Hakai. Zeno erases things just based on his pure, actual physical power. It's not like an ability or a hacks. Aizen has like some conceptual level immortality, dog. Like... Yahoo is pronounced Yohaba. Fuck that. I'm going with Yahoo. Yahoo's funnier. I like Yahoo. It's better than like Wak or like however you pronounce his name. It's like Wak. Yeah, even the Bleach wiki is kind of just like you're on your own, man, for pronouncing it. Couldn't Sonic seal him away like with Solaris? That's the thing, though. Bleach has conceptual sealing. Like Yahoo's very conceptual existence got sealed away by a character in Bleach. And Yahoo just kind of ignored it. And then Aizen fought Yahoo, and Aizen was like, legitimately, Aizen's complete hypnosis was working on a guy who could see and adjust the future to his liking. It's crazy how you guys have to resort to like the outer versal characters to beat Aizen. Dude, SCP-682 died to a fucking acid, dog. I don't want to hear it. Then how does Aizen beat Sonic? I never said that. I never said Aizen beats Sonic. You guys said that Sonic beats Aizen. There's a difference there. I had a stroke. Damn, fucking ow. He didn't die to acid? Oh, why is everyone telling me he did then? He's contained in acid? Okay, then fucking Aizen just gets acid, dog. What can Aizen do to characters that are dimensionally transcended against him? That's not my argument. I never argued that Aizen could beat these guys. You guys are the ones substantiating that your character can beat Aizen. Those are two completely different things. I'm not about to say that like Yahoo beats Goku, right? Or okay, we'll do something better. I'm not about to say that Yahoo beats fuck. Can't really think of anything. Okay, Aizen. I'm not gonna sit here and say that BROLY okay, so Aizen versus BROLY, right? I'm not gonna say that Aizen beats BROLY. But how does BROLY beat Aizen, you know? That's what I'm kind of getting on about. Madara beats Aizen. Dog, you're tripping. I'm going to have to make a whole ass video. Next stream is an Aizen stream. We're talking about Aizen next stream. Unless people... Ichibei, that's his name. Ichibei is a character in Bleach who has, like, conceptual sealing abilities. And Yahoo just kind of ignores it. And then Aizen fights Yahoo. No one in Bleach has resistance to illusions. Like, dude, actually shut the fuck up. Do you understand how complete hypnosis works? Complete hypnosis is able to work on a guy that can see into the future and adjust it to his liking. That's what the Almighty does. And complete hypnosis is able to work on him. Complete hypnosis is busted, dog. Infinite Tsukuyomi? Fuck the Infinite Tsukuyomi. That took prep time, dog. Do you know how much prep time that took? And even if you wanted to argue that, you could argue Aizen would just adapt to it. Like the I think it's the Hoigeku? The Hoigeku. The Hoigeku, I think. I can't pronounce it, but this thing is able to make Aizen adapt to like anything, man. That's not even a no limits fallacy. Aizen gets absorbed by someone who debatably has like conceptual level hacks abilities, and he's completely fine. What are Aizen's... so Aizen is, like, massively faster than Light Plus. Some people downplay Bleach abysmally, but, like, even low tiers should be faster than Light. And then Aizen surpasses those guys hundreds of times over, objectively. Any Genjutsu ain't gonna work on Aizen. He don't have chakra. Honestly, yeah, like, you could argue that... You could argue that Genjutsu might work on people without chakra networks, but honestly, like, I've never agreed with that. Complete hypnosis is kind of like an advanced form of mind control, you know? It's this sort of like, let's see. It works by controlling your 5 senses, so It works at least on a spiritual level, right? It's at least like a spiritual level hypnosis. Rimuru versus Aizen. Okay, how does Rimuru beat Aizen, dog? Like, legitimately, how does anyone kill Aizen? You know, I can name like 3 characters right now that can beat Aizen. You got all the gods of destruction, you got Goku, and you got Vegeta, and that's because they have Hakai. Aizen's ability works on the 5 senses. Okay, that's the thing, though. Genjutsu works on, like, physical bodies, whereas complete hypnosis works on spirits. Like, that's the difference. That's the kind of... Like, there are levels to this shit, man. Complete hypnosis... Honestly, like, again, it works on people that can see into the future. Low-key, I'm gonna be so real with you. Aizen is not getting affected by Genjutsu. Low-key. Aizen's kit is just too busted. And I'll debate anyone on this, dog. Aizen's hacks abilities? Okay, so Aizen has complete immortality. Like, I'm talking like he can get erased on a spiritual level and come back. I'm talking like he can get absorbed by someone on a conceptual level and come back. He has regen and immortality bordering on a conceptual level. Aizen has the Hoigeku, which can adapt to like anything, dog. I'm talking like Maharaga style adaptation. And then Aizen also has complete hypnosis, which is able to, which honestly, it's a form of illusion that can work on people that can see the future. Chakra is spiritual? Yeah, but it's not the same level, dog. You have to prove it's a similar level. That's the thing. And you can't argue that chakra would work the same way as anything in Bleach. Next stream is definitely going to be Aizen related. Existence Erasure Aizen? Dog, what did I just say? Even characters in Bleach get erased on the spiritual level. Even characters that aren't Aizen. And Aizen is able to come back from that kind of stuff. Like, please, for the love of everything that is holy. How is Bleach's verse not cooked? It was. For a while. Like, Aizen was doing whatever he wanted for a long time. The only reason Aizen lost is because he got so powerful, he got lonely, and he kind of tricked himself into losing. That's the only way Aizen lost. SCP-999 beats Aizen? Yeah, it's crazy how you guys have to resort to, like, the crazy, overpowered guys to beat fucking Aizen. Dog, SCP-999, is this thing the fucking blob? This is just flubber. Who got hit by Existence Erasure and Bleach? Dog, did we watch the same show? If you get too close to people that are stronger than you, you get erased from existence. Like, there are... Especially with Aizen. Please watch Bleach, for the love of all that is goodness. Or even watch, like, videos about Bleach, right? Aizen has too many hexes, which are too OP, which is why we're... Yeah, that's why it's crazy. Like, obviously, like, fucking the verse soloer beats fucking Aizen, dog. Like, no shit. The question then becomes, like, okay, like honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. I think, like, 90% of fiction could beat, can't beat Aizen. Like, low-key, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, Aizen's hacks abilities are just too finely tuned, and his resistances are just that busted. Like, drop Aizen into, like, Demon Slayer, everyone's dying, like, instantly. Drop Aizen into JJK, everyone's dying. Drop Aizen into Chainsaw Man, honestly, like, I think most of those characters are going down. Drop Aizen into My Hero Academia, it's not even close, dog. Oh, why does Beerus's existence erasing abilities work? Because it's above narrative removal, which is something Bleach doesn't have. Here's the tiering system. It kind of goes like physical erasure, spiritual erasure, conceptual erasure, and then narrative erasure. And then the Hakai is above even that, so. Mach 500? Nah, dog. Even Bleach down players are on board with light speed Bleach. Infinity. Dog, I made a whole video on Aizen. I made a whole short on Aizen versus Gojo. Complete hypnosis is going to turn that man into a fucking zombie. It's not even glazing. I'm not even glazing Aizen, dog. Like, legitimately, I am not even glazing. Aizen is just that guy. And that's the intention of Aizen as a character. He is supposed to be that guy. He is supposed to be strong. Like, I don't... Dude, do I glaze? Have I ever glazed before? Have I ever glazed... Like, I have never glazed a single character. Like, the only character I've ever glazed was Denji. Other than that, no one. Like, I don't even glaze, like, BROLY, dog. You've got a point. It's hard to eliminate someone like that. Yeah. Like, that really is the main issue with Aizen, right? He's a cross versus demon. Like, he's not unbeatable, you know? Like, definitely, he has people that can beat him. Even in Naruto, there are people that can beat him with, like, the truth-seeking orbs. You could argue those would affect Aizen. Now, I think Aizen comes back from those, but you could still argue it. I don't glaze Goku. I've never glazed Goku. All of my Goku scaling is realistic based on the information I have available to me. Could Saitama realistically have enough time to adapt to Aizen? See, the issue with that is that Saitama's growth ability doesn't work against hacks. It just makes him stronger. So you can't really argue that I completely forgot. What was I talking about? Dog, I completely forgot what I was talking about. Anyway, you know. Oh yeah, it was Saitama versus Aizen. Saitama's growth abilities don't work on Hack's abilities, so Saitama can keep punching Aizen as long as he wants. You know, Aizen, low-key, is just going to get strong. Aizen also gets stronger. That's something people don't remember. Do y'all hear a Seth video in the background? I'm not playing, like, any Seth video, so... I'm playing a synth and electronic Sonic music compilation 1 hour plus by Luke 2 the First. How does Goku get to low outer with Arale? Okay, so here's the method, right? Arale is like low outer, right? And then... Or no, Arale is like... Arale is high hyper with some feats from the manga Dr. Slump, right? The Dr. Slump manga. And then you take that... and you compare how Super Saiyan Blue Goku was able to fight her. Dog, is this Sonic downplay I'm seeing in the comments? Supersonic is star level. Get out of here. Get out. Nah, dog. We ain't ever taking that kind of disrespect again. Oh, movie Sonic? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't... I don't really care about movie Sonic. He beats movie Godzilla, though, so that's funny. I think it's really funny that everyone thinks that Piccolo is black. Like, someone asked me. Azeroth versus... Who is Azeroth? Azeroth from Cthulhu? Dog, what is this matchup for Aizen? Arale's world can be argued to not be in the same world as Dragon Ball. Yeah, but those people are fucking stupid. Like, low-key, Akira Toriyama put that stuff in there because he wanted to draw more Dr. Slump. Like, low-key. That is objectively what that was. Like, genuinely, I cannot, honestly... I cannot side with people that don't think that, Arale is the same Arale. Like, there's no evidence or basis for that. It's pure headcanon. Nah, Rashawn was just talking about movie Sonic, so it's fine. He's like star level, yeah. The Supersonic form doesn't actually have the infinite power statements in the movie verse. Not yet, anyway, so. You know, like everything's up in the air right now. Look around. Let's see. DBZ Broly, Extreme Wank versus base DBS Broly. Okay, so define Extreme Wank, because you can get DBZ Broly over GT, right? And then you can get GT over Super, and bam, like you got Broly above like everyone in Dragon Ball. But you know, if you're a little more realistic with it, you could probably get Broly above Arale, and then just argue that Goku doesn't scale to Arale. Goku doesn't scale to Arale. Beerus doesn't scale to Arale. And then DBS Broly is only like as strong as Beerus, based on what Goku said. Yeah. Aizen versus Ashura from Ashura's Wrath. I'm not sure. I don't know too much about Ashura. I know he fought Buddha. You know, that was pretty fucking wild. He literally looks like the epitome of the too angry to die meme. I think it's fucking bullshit that he lost to Kratos. Mainly because I hate Kratos. Can you tell me how Sonic Generations has arguably irrelevant speed? Oh, Metal Sonic versus Aizen, since he doesn't have senses to be affected. That is a good matchup, but the question then becomes, how does Metal Sonic get around Aizen's immortality? Which borders on being, like, conceptual. Like, that's the main issue. Can you tell me how Sonic Generations Sonic gets immeasurable speed? Or irrelevant speed? It's that line that I always used to repeat in my videos. It's when the Sonics accelerate through time, they fix space, returning color and life. You could argue that it's referring to it on a conceptual level. So, it would be the concepts of space and time, which would obviously factor into the concept of distance. There's also like statements from the Shadow the Hedgehog Shadow Gens manga, which says that time and space are irrelevant in the world, in the white space. Yeah, no, Wukong's beating like everyone, dog. Does Kamui work on Aizen? Okay, so from my understanding, Kamui is kind of like an advanced phasing technique. Kamui allows you to kind of phase parts of your body into the Kamui dimension, which kind of works. Mainly, it's... No, it would work on Aizen, but it's not going to kill him or anything. And if you're talking about, like, getting sealed inside the Kamui dimension, I'm going to be real with you, that might work. Actually, no, it won't, because Bleach has, like, conceptual sealing. So, Kamui doesn't have that. Kamui doesn't have any sort of conceptual implications. So, low-key, Aizen can break out of that. Next stream is definitely going to be Aizen related. Wukong versus Cosmic Armor Superman. Dog, Wukong got that. No one beating Son Wukong. And I mean no one. No one's beating that guy. No one's beating Son Wukong. Does Game Sonic have any arguably outer feats? Yes, he does. I won't explain them here. There's a lot of them. So just add me on Discord, and I'll explain them to you. Let's see. Yeah, next stream is definitely Aizen related. Buddha versus Wukong. I think it's just objective that Wukong beat Buddha, right? Or am I misremembering Journey to the West? Journey to the West is a long book, so you gotta forgive me for not really knowing the ins and outs of it. How would Aizen get out of the Kamui dimension? Because Bleach has conceptual ceiling. Like, okay. So there are levels to this shit, right? Like, if Aizen can be sealed away on a spiritual level, and, like, already that's more advanced than anything Kamui can offer. Aizen can actually resist being sealed away on a spiritual level, so again, like, already. And then Aizen has... I don't really use Discord. Oh, well then, I don't, I don't, I'm not really gonna talk about it. No, like, I gotta be honest, I'm kind of sick of Sonic scaling. Will conceptual mind resist and conceptual illusion resist Aizen ability? There's a chance that it will, but uh, honestly, like, maybe? Saying that doesn't mean he could just transmit his spirit to a different dimension. Dude, that's not what I'm arguing. I'm arguing he can break out of it because he can break out of ceiling that is far more advanced than that. That's the argument. SCP-3812 versus Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong, like, y'all need to understand how powerful Sun Wukong works. Or how powerful he is, dog. Like, let's look him up real quick. SCP-3812. Oh, bad gateway. That's crazy. Okay. Yeah, low-key, this guy... Yeah, this guy ain't beat even this guy. Like, he's strong at all. But he low-key ain't beaten. When day breaks? Isn't when day breaks just like you get burned a lot? Yeah, like Aizen's fine, dog. No one like. How do I add you? Dog. Dog, Aizen, Dog, I don't. Dog. Bruh. Whatever. Let me. Doesn't Aizen just regenerate? Aizen has more than just regeneration, but yeah. Aizen has immortality, like, and I'm talking like good immortality. I'm talking that good cush shit. Okay, that's the link to the Discord. You can add me and all that good stuff. There's a guy in the verse with a sword hotter than the sun. What verse, dog? You say Goku can beat Aizen because of Hakai, but wasn't Goku's Hakai imperfect? Goku downplays himself, honestly. He says he didn't perform the technique right, but that's only because it didn't kill Zamasu. From what's been shown, and I would even argue narratively, and I'd argue even like narratively speaking, Goku should still like the I completely forgot what I was talking about, but oh yeah, I'd argue even narratively speaking that narratively speaking, the Hakai that Goku used is like just an actual no shit Hakai. So. My bad. I completely forgot what I was talking about, but you get what I'm saying. Dragon Ball characters can beat people with no. It is far more complicated than that, okay? More accurately, Goku is able to overpower magic and ki-based or spiritual-based energy. That's a very important distinction. So if your hacks abilities are like genetic, Goku can't overpower that. Then what was hit? The time stop is a key-based technique. Like, we understand that, right? Like, Yamcha could learn to hit the time stop, honestly. Like, not only could Yamcha learn the time stop, Yamcha could, like, fucking master the time stop beyond, like, even what Hit could do if he applied himself. Like, that's the kind of method, right? It's all about the method. How far would Aizen get if he was in the Marvel Comics universe? I don't know too much about the Marvel Comics. However, I do know that the list of conceptual abilities isn't really, like, it's kind of sketchy. They exist for sure, but, you know, Marvel comic writers kind of get their screws crossed all the time. Nothing's really consistent. Nothing's ever really, like, set in stone. Probably top tiers like Mephiles and Ghost Rider could probably do, like, really fuck Aizen up. But, like, the Hulk ain't gonna do anything to him. Like even, like, punching Aizen isn't gonna do anything. Aizen's just gonna get stronger. but Aizen said he was one of the few that was born with it. You can be born with ki-based abilities. Like, did you know Piccolo Jr. was actually born with the close beam? Like, you can be born with these magic and ki-based abilities. Like, could he conquer Marvel Earth? Probably he could do it. He could get far, but you know, as soon as like the heavy hitters like Scarlet Witch and you know, Thor, Doctor Strange, Ghost Rider, as soon as those kind of guys start noticing that he's fucking shit up, they're gonna start using their conceptual based abilities, and that's when Aizen kind of has to struggle, and he's gonna have to get his ass pounded for a while. Heisei Godzilla versus all of Naruto. Dog, Heisei Godzilla is murdering Naruto. Like, Heisei Godzilla is like 5D, immeasurable speed. Naruto's like universal and like, I don't know, like massively faster than light, dog. Like, that's being generous too, strength wise. But yeah. How much wank does Naruto need to fight dog? You need to like make shit up. You need to make shit up and lie to get Naruto to those kind of levels. You need to be dishonest and disingenuous with that kind of shit. Oh, hello there, Scorpion. Oh, someone skilled Hypersonic, saying Hypersonic is just Supersonic going super, getting him to 7D. I could agree with that, but I don't really. The issue is that there's just not a lot of information about... well... The issue is that there's just not a lot of information about Hypersonic and its power increase. The only official information we've ever had on it is just that it's stronger than Supersonic, which is obvious. Bugs Bunny versus Wukong. Yeah, Wukong beats him. Like, I think Wukong beats like everyone, dog. I'm gonna be real with you. Yeah, Heisei Godzilla is like 5D. 5D, immeasurable speed. Goku can be scaled anywhere from like multiversal to low outer, and then Sonic can be scaled anywhere from like let's see, it's like complex multi to high outer. Heisei Godzilla versus Cell Max. I mean Cell Max. It's a good fight in concept, definitely. Especially since... Heisei Godzilla. Especially since... You know, Cell Max does have some pretty clear... Shin Godzilla inspirations. Like, I think that was pretty cool. But Cell Max kind of destroys him. Oh, whoa, hey, we're not gonna do any religion scaling here, dog. None of that, please. Thank you. But yeah, Cell Max kind of demolishes Heisei Godzilla, low-key. I still think perfected Cell Max would have been cool, but like I can kind of understand why they didn't do it. Could you scale Chi-Chi to back? Yeah, you can scale Chi-Chi pretty high durability wise. Let's see. Yeah, she took a kick from Super Saiyan Goten, and Super Saiyan Goten is like roughly comparable to Super Saiyan Gohan. So like legit, she's got like large star durability low key. Honestly, that might be a low ball too. Like, you can get her so damn high. Infinite Zamasu versus Gas. I'm not sure how Gas would be Infinite Zamasu, but he should be stronger. Let's see. Chi-Chi can get highballed to Mastered Super Saiyan Goku unironically. If you're gonna talk about the fucking sex, like yeah, but you know, it's kind of gross, dog. No, yeah, Gas is okay. So Granola is the guy that wished to be the strongest in the universe, and then Gas is the guy that wished to be the strongest in the universe after that. Angry Chi-Chi versus Grug. Might be hard for Grug to sneak a win, but yeah, he could probably do it. Grug could probably win, in my opinion. Grug invented the concept of anger. Yeah, yeah, dude. Finally, someone's getting it. I call it conceptual anger. Rhymes with Grug. I call it high outer scaling. Rhymes with Grug. That's right. I completely fucking forgot. The Hakai can't be Aizen because the Hakai doesn't work on people with immortality. Comp Superman and Comp Goku versus Comp Darkseid and Comp Frieza. Dog, honestly, I think Fortnite Goku could solo all of them. Like, Fortnite Goku plays a different game. Like, Fortnite Goku's on demon time. Oh no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Someone said Game Sonic is only light speed because it's impossible to go faster unless you have infinite power, even though Sonic has not only infinite power, but more than infinite power. Tell them they're stupid. I don't know. But Fortnite Frieza... Yeah, but Fortnite Goku has better statements. Fortnite Frieza doesn't necessarily scale to Fortnite Goku. Fortnite Goku beats Fortnite Superman. Y'all really be under... Y'all think I don't understand my own characters. Or not my characters. Y'all think I don't understand my own verses or something. Like, y'all think I low-key be, like, just lying to you guys. Archie Sonic does not beat Wukong. What are y'all on about? What is Blood waffling on about? Y'all really be saying anyone beats Wukong these days, man. I don't... Wukong is boundless. Like what do you want from me, guys? Wukong is just objectively boundless. He is like the poster child for a boundless character. Archie Sonic is so overrated in terms of power scaling. Yeah, like get man above, like, I don't know. Wukong was created during a time when people thought the Union was only a solar system. Okay, and like, so also that's wrong. Like, people, y'all really think people back then were just fucking retarded, don't you? Like respectfully. Like, people back then understood how the universe worked to, like, a degree, okay? Like, it wasn't as advanced as us, obviously. But, like, the difference between us and them is not as extreme as you guys probably think. Wukong transcends infinite solar systems? Dog, that's still good. Like, you know what's crazy? Those solar systems are stated to be infinite in size, so Wukong transcends infinitely sized universes, so... I mean, the stream thumbnail says Cope, so at least he has the memo. What do you mean? What are you implying there? What do you mean by that? Are you implying that Broly isn't the strongest? Are you implying that Broly doesn't beat the shit out of Kid Buu? Because I thought I was under the opinion that was objective. Like, unless y'all know something I don't. Oh, Archie Sonic Cope? Okay. My bad. I be making anything about Broly these days. Composite Goku versus Wukong? That's actually closer than most people think, but Wukong still wins. Oh, it's a joke? Okay. I'm bad at jokes, dog. Like, really bad. You gotta understand that. This is the Big Arms boss from Sonic Generations. So yeah, it's peak. Dog, Godzilla in Hell is not boundless. Godzilla in Hell glazing is fucking crazy. Okay, dog, this actually goes so hard for no reason. Composite Goku versus Composite Superman? Composite Superman, dog. Actually, no, Composite Goku. Fuck that. Composite Goku, fucking above Fortnite, meaning above Marvel, above everything in Fortnite. Like, honestly, like a lot of versions of Superman are weak, dog. Like, okay, so we're gonna be wrapping up stream soon. We've been streaming for a good, like, damn, 3 hours. Like, yeah, we're good. If you've got any last minute questions, get them up now. I'll answer them as fast as I can, as thoroughly as possible, so we're all good. Oh yeah, Broly is above Boo. Aizen is like fucking cracked. Yuha is cracked. %100% peak Deku. Honestly, like I think the final arc did a pretty good job showing like what his max potential would be. Like multi-continental is pretty good, man. Nah, no one's beaten Goku. No one's beaten Goku. If you can name me one character that can legitimately, no shit, beat Goku, I'll end stream right now. You can't. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Very funny. No one beats Goku. Grug versus Goku? Nah. Because here's the thing, right? Grug can beat nobody, right? But Goku beat nobody, too. That's the thing. That's the thing you gotta keep in mind. Yeah, okay. We're gonna be ending stream. It was good. Thank you all for coming. We had a good time. I think we covered a lot of good Broly stuff. Yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you later.